Alright, let's get started. We're going to be playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. I've been playing this for a little bit, so we're on episode 5. And we're just going to be hanging out. So, anybody that wants to come say hi, come on in and say hi. We're just playing some Phoenix Wright. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we convene. Alright, I'll help you in any way we can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness to claims having met with you was in the training hall. So, let's see. I want to turn this down a little bit. There we go. I felt like I was a little too loud there. It will even go down a little. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Alright. Either you or Sister Bikini, yes, they named her Bikini, is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it's just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room, in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder, sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to the Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah, she's hiding something. She's hiding something. Iris, I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her? The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dexinum? No matter who or what may come. I could never take a life. As I thought, no Psylocks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where's the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something, very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. I wonder who that was. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Maurice Dixon, I don't know how to pronounce that. Maurice Dozenim. I hope you're ready. Get in there. It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Ouch. Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey, it was just ouch. You tried to run away from the bailiff, who was trying to hand you a subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out on the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kinda sad that I was able to understand this mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial. At all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! 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 Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness? That was all your fault. Testify now. This is too much for me. What I saw. Oh, excuse me. I was at the lodge out in the mountain looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I, Edgy? Oh god, Edgy. Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? That wasn't... I asked for my name and occupation. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Everything. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at this time. What I saw. I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars at night. Hold it! Objection! Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This is one single... For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, any ideas as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? ... See? You can do it if you try. Ouch. There is only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but... A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times. I went once every, which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No, that was simply my love. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whiny wuss of a witness. So what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh? Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. Guess not. Guess not. We're going up, up, up. I didn't see a snowmobile. It seems that he's going to claim that to have nothing to do with this. I need to slice through the obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. Okay. Are you sure you didn't see a snowmobile? Larry, you really didn't see it? Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? It seems that I need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. Was at the lodge looking up at the stars. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. However, Alright, we're gonna save first because I'm pretty sure he should have seen Phoenix. But I could be wrong. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. Oh, damn! That was rude. I'm sorry, but... having realized just how much of a nuisance you've been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you... Are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incident you create. What? You're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let's talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter you change your name, so as long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. Reality will not change. But what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Edgy. I think... I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when I saw a white flash almost blind me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. I totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just got a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Alright, what I saw part 2. I went to the shack around 9, so it would have been about 10:30. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end, because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So, every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. What was that white flash, huh? The light was, of course, lightning. Like kerpow. Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom. Ha! Or a little like that. Wah. That's more like a punch from Miranda. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. It's on fire! Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well. From the fire in my heart. And what's that? You went to the bridge to take a look at the bridge? Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it. I'm not leaving my covers. But then it had pretty much stopped snowing. So I don't know. I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first witness. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught fire, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is the small shack from where you were in the front of the bridge? Hold on, well, it pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about 5 minutes. And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Yeah, the fire definitely wasn't out. Yeah, because the fire definitely wasn't out. Would have been about 10:30. That doesn't sit right with me. Because it takes 15 minutes. So yeah, that doesn't make sense. So like, yeah. How do we tell him though that Nick definitely couldn't have showed up in that amount of time? I guess maybe. All right, let's save again. Maybe we show the, because it doesn't make sense. If you look at the temple map. Nope, I was wrong. Okay. So, how do we tell him that basically he... Alright, we'll keep that. Curses. It appears I have yet to adjust to being on this side of the courtroom. Oh, hello! Thank you! Thank you for the subscribe, Gould's boy. Hey, what's up, Twy? How's it going? Appreciate you. I got that wrong. So... the timing just doesn't make sense to me. So... okay, so... snow approximately 7 to 10:50, lightning 10 to approximately 11, lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45, around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and the fire going out. So that makes no sense, because 30 minutes for the fire going out. Let's try this. Hey, how's it going? Nothing much, just playing some Phoenix Wright, chilling. How you doing? Are you home, Twy, or are you at work? Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. But, hey, Edgy, you make me sound like I'm some sort of alien. Well, your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. And yeah, that's what I was saying, like, exactly, the time. I've never been the best timekeeper. Oh, right. There's much more simple things. Home. Nice. Nice, nice. Same. I was supposed to go to my aunt's to help her, do some things around the house, but her house is being painted, so my plans got cancelled. And now I'm just chilling and streaming. Just having like a chill stream. I decided like when I play games, sometimes I'll just like pop on a stream and just say hi to people. So, yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. The weather data makes no sense with this. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45. Oh, excuse me. So you say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. Meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m. So that all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred. Exactly. That's why I don't make. That's why this don't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. Exactly. That's the thing. Like, there's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at the time. Exactly. Exactly. Excuse me. I have an objection. You have an objection? I don't think the person on stand can object. Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Laurice. Oh, God. Exactly, Twy. Exactly. I'm trying. I am trying. That's all that matters. Watch your footing there, Miss Francesca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. There is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It's clearly written here in the weather data. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15, which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until the flames had died down. Larry, you arrive at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. What happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. What? What? Order, order. So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix, right? I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there is a phone next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness. Why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there, staring into space. This witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really... Then say it. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. Is the judge Canadian? Let's have the witness finally give the truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? Missing 15 minutes. I'm Doxonym. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it directly on the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up. So you painted the bridge on fire. I suppose artists can be such strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch, including the truth, from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed it to hide it from us? I intend to drag the reason out from him. Haha! He'll regret this, Edgy. The missing 15 minutes. I can't even pronounce his name. Doshinim. I don't know. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Well, drawing? Painting? Tell us, Larry. My name is Laurice. Get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. What? What? Just who exactly are you? I'm Laurice Doshinim, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are, of course, I'm an artist. The real thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That is a very big issue indeed. Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up in a frenzy of art. Sketching? And burning the bridge? What came with it? You want to hear this from my lips? Edgy? You'll regret this. A sketch of mine. Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it with you, Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed for what it's depicted. Nah, we need to look at the sketch. We need to see what's in it. We need to see what's there. Larry, I wonder if you could show us the sketch, please. Would take place today, like this. Show it now. Okay, let's steel yourselves. This. This is the world of Lauri's Tuxedoshinem. What the hell? Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Farnkarma? Yes. Well, it's a better drawing than I expected, isn't it? Yes, I'm sure you did. This is gonna get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Exactly, it looks like a person. Hey, how's it going? Welcome in, Astro Dude. Oh, it's Donim. Donim? That's how you pronounce it? Okay. Alright, cool. I did not know how to pronounce it. This mysterious flying object. Larry. What? Burning Bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure? I was wondering the same thing. Like, that looks like a person. That looks like a flying, fiery person. Like, this is how somebody... Did someone die like this? Oh, shit. Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd taken better care of herself. We have to plan our future, you know? What? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? Iris can't fly. What? That literally makes no sense. That literally makes no sense. Larry, please, answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over the bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. The girl, she's really high up at this picture. What? That literally makes no sense. What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge. At least it was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness. Miles Edgeworth. Let us get back to the cross-examination by force, if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradictions here. Ah, yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me. Larry's sketch has been added to the court record. Now, hurry up and cross-examine him. I am Donim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge? I whipped up a frenzy of art. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. She didn't have her white hood. That you couldn't have seen her white hood. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you the whole dollar, and that's the truth. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolish, foolhardily fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. The rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that the floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. What? That literally makes no sense. It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one in the defense bench. I am getting a phone call. Give me 1 second. Hello? Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. Let's get back to the game. On the night of the murder, Iris was not wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Yep. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight. Haha. What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why, you, Nick, you dog! I do believe that this unbelievable mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight into the garbage. Ha! Ha 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 ha. What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I have to do this, but I hate to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Laurice Donham, shall prove it. Uh-oh. Oh, good lord. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that the nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. But I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain. What? What did I do? You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole freaking time. Proof that Iris flew. I was so worried, I frankly searched all over for her. It led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. That is a lie. That is a lie. I know someone who did lose a crystal sphere, and it was, Miss Donham. This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. Yeah, that's, nope. Nope. That is, not for you. Let me see. Around here somewhere. Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow? It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards. There's something on it. Yeah, there's blood on it, dude. Oh my, it's blood. Found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge the night of the crime. It has blood on it. By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. Alright, let's see. So you went to the burning bridge. That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway. But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say. I guess she was back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl, after all. She must have wanted to look her best. It must be lovely to live in this fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point. So, what did you do next? I was so worried I frantically searched all over for her. So you searched all over for her. She was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so you know. Can one guy really be this stupid? So did you find any signs of her so-called landing? I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and kind of lost it for a while there. You fell over yourself? Yeah, the snow was deep. There was even a banana peel out there. Yep, there's stupid and then there's Larry Butts. The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened? That led to me finding the beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. Half buried? It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot. Actually, I mean, it was dark out too. I'm impressed. You did well to find it. No matter how you may think when you look at me, I am a pro, a genius security guard. I used a pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly, as if saying, "Here I am!" to me. It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night? I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. I don't think so. Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are assigned only one. I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special. Alright, dude? Even if she did steal the spare hood, I'll forgive her. This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems. However, the crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is in fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? That is the question I aim to answer. I know where it came from! Here you go! Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Oh god, not stupid idiot. Miss Elise Donham. The victim? I have a photo of her. Here. Yep, and she has... the orb. Crystal sphere. Hey, that's my photograph! Give it back! Ouch. A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. It certainly was not Iris, after all. She was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Donham. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought. I'm sure you realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to the case. That is all. Disagree. Miss Francesca von Karma, the only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case. That crystal sphere... it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There's blood on the crystal sphere, isn't it? That naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew the sketch in the first place. What? You mean I'm the killer? No! All joking aside, just when did the crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Elise Donham left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourselves for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Can I look at the pictures? Okay, I can. Let's see. Photo. Okay, she has it there. Fuck, I can't see it. No. Shit. Nope, I can't see it there because there's no... There's nothing. Nothing there. Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? I do not know. Let us see. So it was half covered in snow. So if it was half covered in snow, and she wasn't covered in snow, that means that that was placed while it was still snowing. So, okay, let's try the crime photo. Can I prove it? It's simply prove it as the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is the vital link to solving the case. Now look in your eye. You remind me of Phoenix when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. It's the crime photo itself. This crystal sphere was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing. Even if it was ever so slightly snowing, it was still snowing. On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. There is no snow. As proven earlier today, no snow on the victim's body, which means that it was done before. The crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? What? Ah! Yes. Order, order, order. On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge, and there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What could that have been? This sphere, there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this injection. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. I agree! The murder didn't take place in Hazakura Temple Courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying attention this whole time, Miles? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant and... No, she didn't. She said she actually did not see it. That's not exactly true. To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. No, that's not the same thing. I'm sorry. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost, it's when you're taking it out. If that statement is true, then Dusky Bridge could have very easily been the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was not much blood. You are forgetting one vital thing. Elise Stoneham's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes about 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all the way? No. They used the, Yes. Show us the method by which the victim's body was carried. It was the snowmobile. Is this it? Nope. That's not it. Where's the snowmobile? There we go.
On that snowy night, there is one way the body could have been moved: the snowmobile. Ah! As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained to have been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Order, order, order. Dan, I'm just about done. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Heh. You're too late, Francesca, and in fact the defense has proven something else entirely. We've shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Elise Stoneham really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl for whom he is enamored. He drew this, and so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on that point. Edgy, thank you. That settles it, then. I cannot give the verdict under these circumstances. Grrr. Grrr. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Francesca von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here, to expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have... Youch! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This is my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chances seem to have slipped you by. What a shame. What a shame. This is all your fault. Such a terrible... Ow! Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ee, ee. I demand satisfaction. Oh, God. I cannot believe that the witness testimony relates to this actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answers for the question it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time. Those are all that matters. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution, and with this, the rest is up to you, Wright? Court is now adjourned. Hey! To be continued. And with that, we are going to be ending stream for today. Well, for now. Maybe I'll stream later on today. But I'm going to go for a walk and get some lunch. So thank you, everybody who showed up. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, give us a like and a follow, or, you know, come just hang out next time. All right, thanks, guys. Really appreciate all of you, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye!